Hello everyone and welcome to Saturday's Week in the Life project. This is the final one that I'm doing. I didn't do Sunday. I regret that now. I wish I had done, but at the time when I was taking the photos, I spent the entirety of Sunday cleaning, which I do tend to do. Occasionally we will have days out, but we usually do sort of more interesting things on a Saturday, and then a Sunday is when I clean the house, because any of you that have had a toddler will know I can't do it in the week. So Sunday, when Brett's at home, he entertains Theo. They're usually running around in the garden, getting in my way a little bit, and I clean the house. So yeah, I didn't do it this year. Next year I'm definitely going to do it, even if I spend the day cleaning, because I regret not documenting that, because it's still a part of our everyday week. But it just felt, I started taking the photos and it just felt so dull. So yeah, next year I will aim to do all 7 days, but for this year we're ending today. So I've got these LE Studio acetate letters that I've had for a really long time, and although I still have loads of them, I couldn't quite write out Saturday, so I didn't have a Y, so I used an X and chopped a bit off for the Y, and then the D is actually a capital P flipped over. And I like this. I like wonky things. I think, again, that's the spirit of junk journaling, is it's not supposed to look perfect. In my eyes, anyway. I like it being a bit wonky. I've used a sticker from a Vicky Boutin paper pack. This is called Where to Next, and I used this a few times in this spread. You can see some of those pieces to the right hand side now, and all over this page I'm adding sprinkles. I've got this beautiful bronze sprinkle mix that matches these bronze and tan coloured stickers that I'm also going to use, so I sprinkle them all over the page, and I really like the juxtaposition of sprinkles in my journal. So I don't particularly do it in this page, but usually my style is kind of vintage, also mixed with more contemporary things like scrapbooking stickers and things, and I really enjoy that mix. So having sparkly sprinkles in a journal that is also quite vintage, I really enjoy. I like the look of that, and yeah, let me know, do any of you use sprinkles, sequins to sprinkle over your page? I spoke a little bit about sprinkles yesterday, and just the fact that I don't like too much blank space. So if there is blank space, I will try and fill it with something, be that some stamping, some sequins, or I'll find something. And today it was sequins. I've stuck half a lemon on the top of that page for no apparent reason. I just liked it. And then I've got my first photo for Saturday, and I added a label to do some journaling, and then this sticker label that wasn't very sticky, so I've added some glue behind it, and that's where I'm going to write my timestamp. I'm just seeing if I've got anything to fill that little blank space. The bin men have just arrived, so if you can hear them, I do apologise. I usually live on a really quiet street, but every time I start to film voiceovers, everybody seems to come outside and start making noise, so apologies if you can hear that. They are over the other side of the road at the minute, so hopefully it's not too distracting. So we're moving on to the following pages, and you'll see me backing pretty much all of my photos with white. I like that border personally around my photos. I find it really difficult to just stick the photos onto pattern paper. I find it distracting to the eye. If you back them with a little border of white, it makes them stand out more. And then you can back them in pattern paper, and personally, it puts the focus on the photos more. My journals are really photo heavy. The point of my journals to me is that I'm documenting my family's life, and the most important part of that is the photos, so I like to have them front and centre, very obvious, the first thing that you see when you flick through my journals. So Following pages, we've got a picture of Theo in B&M. We had a family trip to B&M, how exciting. And our lunch as well, we had a Subway. We quite often have a Subway on a Saturday, so I wanted to document that. Again, nothing too exciting, but a usual Saturday for us. We didn't actually go anywhere this Saturday, which is rare for us. We will usually have a day out, but we had a weekend off. Occasionally we need a weekend where we just stay at home. Theo and I are never really at home. We're always out and about. We like to be busy, so occasionally we will enjoy a day at home, and I think that's what we did this day. Apart from obviously a B&M trip, and Theo has football on a Saturday morning as well, so we did that. I've added my journaling to that journal card next to those photos, and I added a sticker that says daily reminder to the top, and you'll see my little timestamps on the photo as well. I've got a picture down here. Brett decided to take a nap on the floor. I think we all had a rest actually. I think we'd had a really busy week and we were just exhausted. So I think we all had a bit of a nap in the living room, and for some reason poor Brett ended up on the floor, which is not a rarity. Me and Theo will usually steal the space. So I added a little dream catcher to that photo because I thought that was perfect. And this bright flower from that Vicky Booting collection that I mentioned. Also in the Vicky Booting paper, I think it's called a papery pad, had this sort of lined paper, and then it had a photo, I think it was the Eiffel Tower on it. So I cut that Eiffel Tower photo out because obviously we are unfortunately not in Paris, and I added my own photo behind it, which is a photo about Theo's bath time. And it looks really cute. It looks like it came like that. You can't really see that I chopped out that photo, so I like that. And obviously then there's a nice big space for me to journal underneath. I added another big bright flower from that papery pad. All of the ephemera from this pack, but also from Vicky Booting in general, I find really big. So sometimes it can be a bit hard to use, but as layering pieces they do work. You may have seen that I did a collage of 2 photos and then I've chopped randomly in the middle of it. That's because it's going to lay on a fold. So I've got a fold out piece on this side of the page. So if you just leave your photos as is and then try and fold it, it's going to crumple the photo and it's not going to stay folded. So I will slice down where the fold is, and then I leave a gap of like a couple of millimeters, and it means that that piece then just folds back in naturally. So although you're cutting through your photo, your page will lie flat again, and it will stop your journal from getting too bulky. I've learned that over time. So yeah, that's a tip. Although sometimes I have had to chop through people's faces, but in the interest of having more space to journal, I'm going to do that. A sticker has appeared on my arm, which means Theo must have been near me. Lovely, thank you, Theo. But I've also added some more Vicky Booting pieces to that page that I was working on, and some more of those beige tan sticker things, and yeah, really like how that looks. I'm now working on this last piece, this fold out piece, and I've added a butterfly paper. I think that was from Moonlight Magic. Yes, that's a paper from Crepe Paper Moonlight Magic. I had a scrap of that butterfly paper and I thought it worked well because it was nice and colourful. So if I added that on the fold out, it also strengthens the fold out, because it was just this music book paper and a vintage paper, and they can become quite fragile. So sometimes I'll add some pattern paper on a fold out just to strengthen it. I've added more sequins onto that page along with a sticker and of course my journaling, and those are my pages all finished. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I really hope you've enjoyed this project. I've learned some things that I will want to change, but I'm definitely going to do this next year just to see how our lives have changed over a year. I think it would be really interesting. Let me know if you're going to do this project as well, because I would love to see it. as always, thank you very much for being here. Bye bye, guys.